Golden rule says treat others the way you would like to be treated. The platinum rule says treat others the way they want to be treated. Talk to them the way they like to be talked to. Is there a particular challenge that you have found in converting from your style to others? Sounds like you're very well versed in helping people. If you don't have somebody's DISC profile or their Y profile, how do you make sure that you're talking to people in their language?
That's a great question. And the struggle's real, Dan, because you can tell I'm all over the place, right?
Yes.
So I talk with my hands and I talk rather quickly. One of my clients is a finance guy.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't have Zoom, we're on the phone. And I know that I have to slow down because I know that he's going to tune me out, right? But then there's just sometimes that I'm just like, say something. And then when he doesn't, I have to fill the silence, and then I get nervous chatter. So I have to really check myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this for so long. I mean, I was certified in DISC back in 2015.
Okay.
But then back in my pharma days, I used it for hiring and team training and things like that. So for my own team. So I know I can pretty much tell. So to answer your question, I've had to check myself definitely a couple of times, but there's some words here and there, especially if you don't know somebody for the first time, you can tell by their pace, right? Mm-hmm. You can tell body language is key too.
Right.
Really. And now that we're starting to see each other again, that's great. But that's when a lot of assumptions were made too, right? When we were all remote and you missed that body language piece.
Right.
And that's when a lot of assumptions were made. And that's, so, I got a lot of business during that time, Dan, but
right.
Right. For sure. But so I've had to do that. But if you are reading something or maybe listening to someone in a conversation and you hear them say the word, I feel this, or I felt this way, chances are they're probably more of an I and an S. And then if someone sends you an email or you hear something, well, I think this, I believe this, they're going to be more of a D and a C. So there's just like little trick words in there that I could say, okay, somebody's saying, I think, I'm not going to be sharing a lot of emotion here. I'm going to be very detailed. I'm going to be very concise and direct. Whereas if I'm getting a lot of I feel, then I know I've got probably someone that makes decisions based on emotion. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it's a pretty good rule to follow.
This is Lead Different.
Subscribe now. Discover a new era of leadership. Lead different, because great leaders change the world.
Why not leadership? Why not lead different? When you do the things that everyone else does, you get the same results as everyone else gets. Let's do things a little different. Let's lead different. And ask yourself this: why not?